Nick, unless you're naked and covered in blood, you should really put your cam on.
I'm
Okay.
eating.
We'll edit that out. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to the Legends of Tabletop podcast. We are jumping back into our Call of Cthulhu 1920s. We are playing the Lonely Point Lighthouse. This is session 3, believe it or not, which is supposed to be like a 4-hour con game, but we're chewing up the scenery. We're having fun with it, so maybe we'll finish tonight. Who knows? Who could say? All right.
Depends.
Yeah.
If we really want to finish, I can make that happen.
You're right. Rocks fall. Oh, wait a minute. We're on an island.
Lightning.
Right. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Tsunami.
Our compatriot Kermit came up and met us at the location, which the name escapes me at the moment. It's not super important. Doesn't matter. We checked out the high school. We went over to look at the statue, try to get some more information about the family and see what's been going on. We found out that, again, name escapes me at the moment, but the statue of, this is terrible, the Lightkeeper's son.
Oh, hold on. Gary
Okay.
Fitch.
All right. So the statue of Gary looked normal. We went over. We ran into the principal. He took us inside. We found a picture. The picture of Gary looks nothing like the statue. There were quite a few liberties taken. He joined the army as soon as he got out of high school. There was a naval station that's right sort of in town there. He did not want to follow in his father's footsteps. Did not want to join the Navy. He took off. There were 2 yachts recently lost at Lonely Point. We drove out to Grotham to see Alan Metcalf. He was a teller at the Star National Bank. He sort of confirmed like weird stuff going on at the lighthouse. He saw a long grayish creature circling the island. It was like 20 feet long. It was screeching and wailing. So that's interesting. There were stones on the island that were erected, we assume, by the lighthouse keeper. The stones have carvings on them, so that's interesting. They're pretty big. They're like 5-8 feet tall, 4 feet across. And then we decided on a whim, we were like, you know what? Let's call the lighthouse keeper's daughter to see, like, did she see anything weird? What's going on there? Oh yeah, she killed herself. And her
Not only that,
and her kids. So
All
that was
3 of them.
that was fun. Air quotes, not really. So Georgie went fishing. He had a night out with a couple of fishermen. Didn't see anything, and then we took off with Harrison, who is the dockmaster ferryman. He took us over to the island. They hadn't seen Bessie, who was the lighthouse keeper's wife, in a couple of years. He was the one who found him supposedly falling down the steps. It's our rocky gravel coastline, and yep, we got off. We hauled up the goods and stuff. We got to the door, and there was a strange sigil carved into the door, which Georgie recognized as an elder sign. That's where we left off.
Okay. So as you are unpacking supplies, I need everybody to make a spot hidden roll.
That's an 7, baby. Extreme.
Nope.
Made it by 2.
Okay.
Nice.
Harry, once you see the elder sign, you get that trickling, oh, this is not going to be some guy in a mask. This is not supposed to be here.
Right.
You start looking around, and immediately, maybe 100 yards from the house, on the sides of the, on the edge of the cliff face, you see one of the standing stones kind of peeking out from the mist that's starting to roll in.
Okay, and it's morning, right?
Yes,
Hey,
but it's a gray, cold morning.
Yeah, the storm's coming and rolling in. Yep. he lifts a hand and he points out off into the mist and he says, "Hey, you guys see that? Looks like maybe that's the stones that those guys were talking about. We should get the supplies inside and go over, take a look and see what this is all about."
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, you guys haven't seen anything like this before, right? And he kind of like waves his hand at the door, at the sigil on the door.
Nope. First time I've seen something like this. What is it? Do you happen to know?
Well, yeah. So it's like a warding. It's an elder sign. It's we ran into this when we were on another job.
Elder sign. Okay. Looks like a pentagram with an eye in the middle.
Yeah, it's not good. That means things are it's not like creaky roof and like creaky steps. Like this is gonna not be fun. I don't think.
Yeah, kind of satanic looking.
Yeah, no, it's not. Well, it's not good. Let's just say it's not good. I mean, our experience is limited to the one particular thing, but it means whatever's going on here is real, I guess.
All right.
I mean, like
so,
real,
or at least somebody who knows about something used to live here.
so are you having this conversation as you move the supplies inside, or before you enter the house?
I
Say probably as we're moving them in.
Yeah, like okay, this is here. Let's
Okay, so you're
nothing we
kinda
can do about it.
Moving the 2 or 3 boxes of items into the house. Just getting the maps up here so I can see where you are. So you enter. It's a very narrow, like foyer, with another door, and this is kind of like the wet room where there are hooks and shelves to put like all-weather boots and hang raincoats and that sort of thing. And then a second door leading into the main room. So you go into the second room, and basically this is a foyer. You see a stairway going up, and another stairway going down. So it looks like one goes up to the second floor, and there's another door. There's actually 2 other doors here. Two are in the north wall, are in the east wall, and one is kind of right off the main entrance. And you realize that must be leading up to the lighthouse, because the lighthouse tower is right next to the main entrance.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. Cool.
So this room, you see there are a couple of pots kind of strategically left in spots. A lot of the wood here, the floor kind of looks like it has a slight warp to it. Everything smells of mildew. And if you look into one of the pots, it's like you see maybe a finger's depth of like old, dark rainwater. And you look up and you see there are warp stains of where water is seeped through the floor. And so you had been told that the roof was in desperate need of repair. And it's obvious now.
Hopefully this doesn't fall on us.
This reminds me of my first apartment when I got out of the clink.
Legitimate question. It doesn't appear unsafe, but it definitely is suffering signs of not having a keeper here to make minor repairs. Like if a minor repair isn't made, it becomes a big issue. So some of these minor repairs are starting to become big issues.
We might get wet this weekend. It looks like that storm is really rolling in. So
Right. You need to at least bring a hat.
Well, I was assuming you guys. I mean, it is March, so I would assume all you guys have gear that you knew, overcoats, an extra pair of socks, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
Right. Hey, Kermit, you said you knew quite a bit about the lighthouse, right? You think? The guy told us if we get the light going, is that something you think you could do?
Yeah, I mean, it isn't necessarily hard to get a lighthouse light going as long as there's fuel. I guess the first thing I would, based on walking in and talking about how I had some knowledge of lighthouses, does it generally look like this is a traditional lighthouse, or does this look as like an abnormal lighthouse?
It looked like a prime example of the type of lighthouse they were building all across New England. It's almost cookie cutter.
It's like Boston Headlight, So
Yep.
it's just okay. So yeah, this is just normal traditional lighthouse. Assuming things are all together and good, and I'm sure that there's got to be some form of fuel around here, whether it's oil or wood. I'm sure we can figure it out.
Yeah. We'll definitely take a look. But after we get everything, just kind of like squared away real quick, we should go take a look at those stones. It's not raining yet, so
No,
see what
not
we can
yet.
see before it gets nasty out.
I am definitely up to see what's going on with those stones.
Okay, so do you all want to walk over to the first stone?
I think it's probably behooves us to stick together.
Yes.
I want to see the stone.
Okay, so you can head over to the lighthouse adjacent to the house.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And, when you get there, let me. So it's a tall pillar that's about 5 feet high. So shoulder height on most of you. They look like natural. They're not from an exotic region. They're like any other large boulder. They've obviously been worked a bit and shaped into this shape. So you see rough hammer and chisel marks. Not a craftsman's work, but got the job done. And of course, carved very deeply into it and filled with. You think somebody poured metal into the carving, so there may be, you get this smooth, rough, but it's smoothed over. It's not quite stone. When you rub it, you see that it kind of polishes up a little bit, and you're fairly certain someone filled this elder sign carving with silver, with molten silver to set. And since you've already made the Cthulhu Mythos roll, you know that this is, in fact, a large and very powerful elder sign, but probably part of a larger warding. Like this configuration of elder sign would be part of a network to create a safe zone so that creatures couldn't pass it. Because otherwise they would just walk around the stone. It's not really guarding anything.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Does this one particular stone seem like it's in good shape, or has it been broken?
This one is in good shape.
He said this one.
This one. Yep. Good.
Well, you already know it's part of a network.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess either George or I, say that, and so Harry says,
Yeah.
So what do you think? Maybe we should walk around the island, make sure everything is copacetic, make sure that none of these is knocked over, nothing.
Well, I mean, at least for our own protection over the next few days, it might not be a bad idea.
I mean, what they say, the island's like a mile and a half or something. It shouldn't take too long
It is
just to
2
walk around.
miles long, and like 3/4 of a mile, maybe a mile at its widest spot.
Okay.
That'll take us a little. Maybe we should go back get the coats, grab a slicker in case it starts raining.
Take us a couple hours to walk the whole thing.
Yeah.
Also, maybe we'll see the monster that everyone keeps talking about.
Everybody make a luck roll. Tell me if you critically fail.
Why would you say that, Doc?
Oh my god.
God damn it.
I made it.
I got a not one.
I got
you
an
crit-
82 out of 33.
That's what we did.
Uh,
I got
no
a
critical failures.
no. I got a 4 out of 75, so we're rolling under, right?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I was hoping for critical failure.
Yeah.
When he says that, it could be the monster, you see from the other side of because there's a big wooded area in the middle of the island. You see from somewhere on the other side of the island, like a flat. When he says that we could see the monster, all of a sudden the wind picks up and this whole flock of like seabirds just like takes off. And suddenly the sky is like filled with these birds heading out to sea.
That's
Wasn't ominous at all.
yeah. I think that's a good sign.
Yeah.
You think
All right.
so? I don't know. I don't know, Tom.
Oh yeah, flocks of birds flying up all together was right on cue. Yeah, that's always a perfect sign. Yeah.
So you get your rain gear, the slick rain hats and the slickers and stuff. Do you want to, from where you are, do you want to circle the island clockwise or counterclockwise?
Do we all want to go together, or we want to like split up and go around and meet on the backside?
I mean, we should all stay together if we're going to look like a Gorton's Fisherman boy band.
All right, that's right. I mean, I guess we'd all have to make the
I mean,
same
you
walk
figure-
anyway. I guess, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you figure we'll all have to kind of walk the same route anyway, like the same distance. And with
Right.
the size of these rocks, if there's something wrong with them, it might take all 4 of us.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah. I just thought maybe we maybe cut down the time, but yeah, no, that's fine.
I mean, Georgie, I'm strong, but I ain't that strong.
Well, I was going to take you with me.
Okay, so
You wanna leave the doc and the architect all by themselves? I don't think that's a smart idea.
I don't think that's a smart idea either.
so you agree? All
What a
4 of you want to stick together and circle the island in what direction?
So if the lighthouse
Let's
is
say
here,
you're at 9:00. You're at like maybe 7:00.
is it 7 or is it 5? Is it lighthouse here and the symbol is here?
The house we're gonna say is on 9. The stone is on like 7 or 8. So do
Oh,
you want
because this
to
map is
continue?
upside down. Yeah. Okay, right. Because the map's not right side up. Yep.
Well, should we just continue counterclockwise then?
Yeah. We're already on this side anyway, right?
Okay, so about a mile away, as you move away from the lighthouse, you realize that the forest gets much closer to the cliff face everywhere except that western edge. So now it's like you're almost walking, not perilously, but you're probably walking on like 200 yards of ground between the forest fence and the cliff.
Yeah.
So you get to the next stone, I should say, and this one is upright. It's in a good position. Doesn't appear to be knocked off or jostled in any way. Very very similar
Is
to
the
the
silver
first.
inlay and everything?
Yep, silver inlay, the whole 9 yards. And from here, the cliffs kind of descend onto a rocky beach. So now you're between, the waves and the forest, and you see way down the beach what appears to be another stone, possibly 3/4 of a mile away.
Now, taking the first stone and the second stone, this one here, do they seem to be oriented in a certain way? Like, are they facing a specific direction? Like, are they facing the same direction, or are they facing
They're all
towards
facing
the
outward
coastline?
towards the water. Like
Okay.
the 5-pointed stars face the ocean.
Yep.
Good
Okay,
call,
cool.
Georgie. Good call.
It's all in the details.
Yeah. That's where the devil is.
Do you want to continue to the one down the rocky shoreline?
Yes. I'm smoking furiously at this point.
Okay. Suddenly, there's a a gust of wind that lasts like for 2 minutes. So it's almost like a current of air, and you can almost feel the temperature drop just a little bit. Like this air has a wet, heavy feel to it.
Pull the
Um,
coat tight.
so you get to this next stone, and um, you see that it's almost been built up on like a pile of rocks. So it's almost elevated. So this one's almost 6 foot tall, and you realize why. Because when the tide changes, the water kind of almost starts to come up onto the pillar, so it's been elevated, so that
Oof.
it wouldn't be wouldn't be subject to the waves so much. So it's almost like a breakwater, so that this stone wouldn't be turned over in the surf. So someone took a lot of care, making sure that this part of the island was secure.
The water comes up pretty high out here. That's I don't like the looks of that.
But it looks
Does
like
the wall? Okay. Go ahead.
I'm saying, but does it look like it's still like does the stone still look like it's there with the symbol, and does it look like it's still the way it should be, or
Yep, it looks like it's still the way it still should be. And also, as you're examining it, you're spending a little more time here. You do notice something extra odd. The base has been sealed together with cement.
Wow.
okay?
So somebody
Thing.
didn't just pile these stones; they cemented them in place so they wouldn't shift.
Okay.
And the stones are obviously older than cement, right? That's what we determined.
No,
Oh, okay.
a lot of the chisel marks appear. They don't have that weathered look of ancient. It looks like a fresh carving.
Okay.
Do the just judging by the rocks around us, right? Like what the island is made of, what the scree is that kind of falls down the cliff. Does it look like rock that came from the island here? Is it
Yes, it does.
similar? Okay. Yep.
Yes, but it's somebody would have had to go through tremendous effort
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
move them into place. Still,
Gotcha.
all right. So at this point, where you are on the beach, you see that the land rises and it becomes more of a cliff, like the opposite end. So you're kind of like heading up into some hills, and as you get to about the 3 o'clock position, you see the earth looks disturbed, as if recently disturbed. Like you see a tree a little bit gallywampus, like starting to lean out, and you realize,
Oh,
there must have been a landslide or some kind of a collapse on this side of the cliff. And as you look down, you see broken in half two parts of what once was a 5 foot tall pillar.
Oh no, that's not good. I look to the woods. Just like reflexively look to the woods to see if anything is happening.
I need everybody to make a spot hidden roll.
56, I think, is a regular
Nope.
pass.
that is an extreme success, and 08.
Nice.
Nice.
I have not.
Oh,
I have not
8?
succeeded on a single roll so far. This is not a good.
Thomas, what did anything? What was your
I got pass.
Nick? That's you, Thomas.
I missed.
Oh, so only Kermit.
Nope, I
Okay.
passed, but not an extreme.
Oh, you passed, but all right. So you're looking towards the woods, and you're like, okay, we're not being watched. And Kermit is looking towards the ocean and realizes, why is that big wave not moving with the other waves? And realizes it's some kind of a stationary lump. And as he squints and kind of leans in, almost trying to focus on it, it suddenly rapidly moves, and you see maybe a dorsal fin, but not on a long, slender body, almost like a walrus type thing. And then it just kind of goes out of sight.
Oh, that's not a thing.
The only thing your mind is saying is Elephant seal, walrus,
Mhm.
just some large, bulky sea creature.
I didn't know manatees came this far north.
Manatee would be also kind of, and you're like, well, no, yeah. So that's what you got. Make a sand check.
What are you talking about, Kermit? What manatees?
Made it.
You get a chill on the back of your neck, and you're like, I don't believe, I'm a scientist.
Yes. It's, I don't know. It looks like a love child of a narwhal and a dolphin and a manatee or something out there. I don't quite know. But it's the 1920s. There are plenty of animals we haven't discovered yet.
Would you saw something in the water?
Oh yeah. And I point out where. I go right over there.
Well, hell, I think you might have just seen the monster there.
I hope not, because it was enormous.
That sounds like the monster.
Still
Maybe
running.
it's a whale. Maybe it was a whale, or a shark.
Doc, don't look at its eyes, Doc. Remember the last time. Don't look at its eyes.
Should I have some like blinders or something, welder's goggles?
Right.
All right. So as you're making like jokes, trying to break the tension with each other, and like you're doing now, I'm picturing your characters doing that. You hear, suddenly there's a flash, and then on a count of like 4 or 5, you hear the rumble, the low rumble of thunder.
Ooh. Maybe we should head back to the lighthouse. Wow.
So, how far? Like, how steep is the cliff? How far down is it? Is it like at a 45? Is it like
it's kind of like a trying to gauge it. So 90-degree would be like death.
Would be that, yeah.
So we're thinking we're gonna say it's like a 75.
So it's pretty steep.
It's pretty steep. It's all rock and gravel. The 2 pieces of this stone are, one's like halfway down, and the other rolled in, and is like kind of the waves are lapping at it.
Fuck. Okay.
Oh.
And
I mean,
they're
even
probably,
if we were to get these things, I don't know how we'd put them back together.
well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we like stack them up, maybe build like a frame for it or something. I don't. I mean, what do you think? They're 5 feet by like 4 feet. What do you think? It's like it's at least a couple 100 pounds, right?
It's more than a couple hundred.
Cinch them together with some rope.
Maybe.
I mean, here, crazy thought, but do you think maybe we could make a new one?
Fuck, I don't know. You gotta use like some kind of like a spell or something.
No, but I mean, I'm sure we could find a chisel and a hammer back at the lighthouse.
Yeah, I know. No, I get it. I'm saying we could do that, but I don't know. Like, if you gotta like say some shit to like make sure that it works, right? I don't know.
I gotta
we
tell
know?
I
you,
mean,
A lot of silver.
I mean this one ain't doing it anyway. So like something's better than nothing.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I gotta say the New York attitude of the 2 investigators from New York, who neither of them are actually from New York. I should be offended by the stereotype, but I am so flattered and honored that I'm
I am from the East Coast.
but not New York. But
Yeah.
but it's like, oh yeah, these are 2 New Yorker investigators. All right, these are my people. Just the way, like, oh, maybe can we put it back together, maybe, or make a new one? I'm like, yeah, that's. Thank you. I feel very seen. All right, sorry, just had a moment of love. Let's move on.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can't do it now, right? I mean, we gotta go see if they got maybe he's got to have a come along or something. I mean, put all these things up, right? He's got to have some equipment to move some stones. I don't think the guy did it himself, right? God, if he did it himself, Jesus, there's a lot more going on here than.
One guy could conceivably do it if he had like a wheelbarrow, pulleys, if
Yeah,
there
yeah.
was.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
Come along, a
conceivable that
winch.
one guy could have done this, but not with his bare hands and no plan.
Right.
This would
Right,
have
right.
been a
A
project.
minor in engineering.
Yeah. Actually, well, let's get the rest of the island. And he kind of like looks back out over the waves to see if anything is going on. He says, we'll have to take stock of what we got when we get back to the lighthouse.
Okay, so you come off the
So the
eastern.
symbol. Yeah. There you go.
Go
So
ahead,
real
George.
quick, the symbol is a 5-pointed star, right? And then with the thing in the middle.
Mhm.
So presumably there's going to be 5 of these stones, because we've come across 1, 2, 3, right?
Mhm.
So, I mean, if we find the other 2, check to make sure they're in good condition, and then we can brainstorm a plan to fix this last one up.
Okay, so you come off the cliff and get back to the wide northern beach on the northern shore. You find a stone at the bottom of these cliffs. It's in good shape. Way down the beach, which is less rocky than the other shore and much
Okay.
longer, is another stone, also reinforced. This one far away enough from the surf that tides aren't an issue. This one's in good shape. And blowing away Jesse's brilliant theory that there must be 5 stones, you find the 6th stone, which this
dang
one
it.
is built. This one is built halfway down
Mhm.
the long cliff, so it's not even on top of the island. It's kind of like built into the cliff, and this one's also
Oh, wow.
heavily secured with extra stones and cement.
God, I didn't see that when we came up.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
he should have put extra
You
cement.
you might have walked right by it and not noticed it because you didn't know what you were looking for and just thought it was
Yeah.
probably part of the rock, the cliff wall.
Right, yeah.
Right.
And I forgot to mention it last session.
All right, so we only got one, right? So the stone fell down. The monster comes up. It starts screaming. It drives them off the island. So yeah, bada boom. We fixed the fucking stones, right?
Okay, so are you back in the house? Because the rain is starting in earnest, and you realize it's probably 2:00 and we haven't eaten since breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Make some
we
food.
have to get a fire started. We
Make
have
some
to get fire
coffee.
going. We should take a look at the lighthouse, see if we can actually get that running.
While we're walking around, I'm going to be on the lookout for a wheelbarrow and a Holocaust cloak, because if we have it, I'm going to put it on our list of assets.
Gotcha. All
So,
right.
I am
so,
the brute squad.
I have a question.
I'm
I have-
listening.
So were there any loose like big stones in the path that we traversed? Like, was there one sort of in the area of the landslide that we could like kick up and try to chisel, or is there any? Again, if we find a wheelbarrow, maybe there's one somewhere else.
Nothing came to mind. Nothing
Okay,
really. But I want you to make an INT check.
All right. Ooh, that is an 84. I believe that's gonna fail.
Okay.
My int is 70.
Yeah, that's.
All right, this dice has failed.
Dude, you were asking a lot.
All right.
Okay.
No, so but if I don't make the check, then I don't know.
You didn't. You didn't see any stones large that would have been suitable. That'd be one continuous piece of stone that's like 4 or 5 feet.
Right.
Right, yeah.
There were
Hey.
some that were much larger,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
that would be a lot of work to
Right.
get it into the
Right.
proper manageable size. Okay, so I've only explored the foyer. Do you want to just split up and just explore the house? Do you want to do a careful search? Do you want us to all stay together? You haven't even found the kitchen. It's starting to get it's March, so while this is better than being outside, it's still pretty fucking cold. So you haven't lit a fire yet.
Yeah.
I
I
feel
assume
like
we
in
break
the
up.
house it's okay to split up.
Yeah. Look for the
At least stay
kitchen.
in twos, maybe. But-
Get some coffee started, like Georgie said. Get a fire going.
Okay, so on the first floor, there were two doors. One leads to a family room and with a fireplace. Uh, the other leads to what appears to be an office. In the family room, there's another door that leads into a hallway. At the end of that hallway, there are two doors. One leads to a dining room. The door opposite it leads to a kitchen. In the kitchen, there are two rooms. There are two smaller rooms. One is a pantry, and the other is the bathroom. And that is there's also a fireplace in the kitchen and in the dining room. And everyone make a luck roll.
Is it a wood burning stove? I fail.
Ooh, success.
In the kitchen specifically, I meant.
Okay, Georgie, you made it. Yes.
Yep.
Kermit, did you make it?
Yep.
Okay, and Nick is ask. Okay, so you made two of the three luck rolls. So I'm going to say there are buckets of coal and a few dried logs in the family room and in the dining room, but there's no
Nice.
fuel to light a fire in the kitchen. So you can
That's
start.
fine. We
at
can
least
take
starting
fuel
to
from
warm
the
up.
dining room and put it in the kitchen.
Right. But there's like a healthy supply in those two rooms, and there's nothing in the
Right,
kitchen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Also on next to the dining room is a stairway going down.
Okay.
Also leading into the basement.
Okay.
Well, I think I'm gonna stay in the kitchen. I'm gonna grab some of the coal and fire and coal and wood from the dining room. See if I can get a fire started in here. At least that way we can make some coffee. We can cook up some food. It'll also give us some heat.
Okay. They've left you with plenty. So if you wanted to make some like grilled fish sandwiches or some egg sandwiches and a pot of coffee,
Yep.
you can. So I'm going to say that Georgie's going to be occupied in the kitchen for the next hour, preparing a pot of coffee and lunch for the other three of you.
Deal.
So give me 1 second. Okay. What do the other three party members want to do? Oh, and do you light fires in the other two rooms or just the kitchen?
Probably at least the dining room, right? I mean, imagine that's
Okay.
probably where we're gonna.
Okay. So you start
Congregate.
warming up the dining room.
Mhm.
And you can go up to the Lighthouse Tower, up to the second floor, or down to the basement.
I think I go into the study if somebody points it out, or if I
Yeah, you did
clock
find
it.
that
and then-
room already.
Yeah. Because I assume Kermit's gonna check for fuel, oil for the lamp, or whatever the lighthouse runs from. So.
Okay, so just give me. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so do you want to spend some time searching the study while the other two party members move on?
Yeah. I would, look at the library, look at the desk blotter, look at pictures to see,
Right.
because the kid was kind of fugly. So
This was his office. So,
yeah,
and remember, there have been several lighthouse keepers here since then. So you're
Right,
going to find effects from the other two guys as well.
yeah.
But I would like you to make a spot hidden check.
I would love to try. Ooh, that's an odd 9. I'm back on track. That's an
Okay.
extreme.
Wedged behind the desk, because you always, peek around. You see a ball of paper, something that was balled up and looks like would have been thrown away, like somebody balled it up and hurled it.
Okay. I unfurl it and kind of spread it out on the, open it up.
And I will open up Lighthouse Paper 7.
Ooh. Should I open up my email?
Let me send that to you.
Okay.
Bear with me a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to reply to the invite with it.
Yeah, that works.
The suspense that gets you.
It won't be there in the edit, though.
It'll always exist on the live recording.
We'll have it right here in our hearts.
Oh, I'm so glad you said it. I was trying not to.
There we go. I'm going to download this so I can zoom in on it. It's a little bit easier to read.
It's a good thing you're not a Gen Zer.
Why is that?
The handout's in cursive.
Oh,
It's all right. I can read Sumerian.
I have a friend who is a middle school history teacher, and he said that he actually can't show, like, he had to stop showing like original documentation from like the Revolutionary War and stuff because the kids just couldn't read it.
It's heartbreaking.
all right. So I unfurl.
To be fair, I
this
can't
as-
read my own cursive.
It says, Dear Gary, it says, if you are reading this, then I am dead, and there are some things you should know. Your mother was unfaithful to me, unashamedly so. She even brought her new child to me and asked me to help teach him English. Yes, you and your sister have a younger half-brother now. Your mother has drifted further and further away from me since her change, but this was more than I could bear. I killed her lover, but couldn't bring myself to harm the child. He is your brother, after all. And there's some scribbles in this, I guess, as he was hesitating to, get his thoughts out on paper. He says he is your brother, after all, and innocent of doing any wrong. Your mother and her lover are not. My rival is dead, and your mother has been punished. I forced her to keep her promise to me, and she shall remain with me until my end. But now I am gone, and there are things which need to be taken care of. Come home and bring your sister if she'll come. You'll both need to bring someone you can trust with you to help. The island should be closed to you, and you'll need some help searching the house. I can't explain, but you'll figure it out easy enough. Do what you will with your mother and your brother. I am beyond caring. I may burn in hell for what I've done, but the last few years of living alone here and being played for a fool by that devil woman, well, hell won't seem unfamiliar. I wish I could. Oh, maybe that's blood all over. Well, no, there's some scribbles, and then maybe some blood, spilled ink across the bottom.
Spilled ink.
Spilled ink. So I wish I could, and then spilled ink, and then that's how it ends.
At this point, the wind really picks up, and the rain starts coming down in earnest.
Ooh, I start a little bit when the shutter slaps and the rain slashes at the window.
You've been in there for about an hour, 45 minutes to do the spot hidden, and then 15 minutes to read the handout. Meanwhile, Kermit and Thomas, what are you doing?
I'm actually I want to walk upstairs and see if the light is set up to be lit.
Okay, so you're walking up to the lighthouse tower.
Yep. But I'm going to make sure that the stairs aren't incredibly rickety, just before
Right.
we head all the way up there.
So you slowly make your way to the top. Dr. Thomas, Weld, what are you doing?
Is there any part of the house we haven't checked out yet?
Plenty. The entire second floor in the basement.
I'll look at the second floor. I was like, do I really want to go in the
I know
basement?
you were like, really? No. I know what we're playing. Okay. So let me get you to the top of the lighthouse. You get up there, you find the mechanism is in fairly good repair, as if it was just used, maybe a year or two ago. It does need tuning, it does need oiling, but you think with an hour of work, you can get all the everything cleared and get the mechanism going. You haven't had a look at the motor
Mhm.
to power it, because this actually was you know it spun, and
Mhm.
so there was but you haven't looked at the mechanics of it. The engine part of it, but the mechanisms appear to be in pretty good shape.
Okay. Um,
I need you to make a spot hidden while you're up here.
um, hard success.
Okay. As you're up here looking at the mechanisms, you have to step outside for a moment to clear some stuff away. There's a crash of lightning,
Mhm.
and you see the thing you saw before, um, except this time, the direction you're looking at,
Mhm.
it's not the edge of the beach, it's the edge of the cliff. The thing you see the shape kind of out of the water, moving like a sea lion, kind of looking at the lighthouse. And when when you're moving about on top, um, it kind of almost notices you as well, and you just see it like undulate down the cliff and just slide into the water. And this time you get a very clear look, and it's um, elephant seal with dorsal fin and a tail like a shark.
I'm going to take out my
You think
notebook.
maybe even rear legs like a salamander, and you're going to need to make another sanity check.
That's horrifying.
Made the sound check.
Okay.
Um,
We're gonna call that a 1, even with the pass.
Yep. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out my notebook and a pencil and jot down, like draw what it is that I saw.
Okay.
I assume from my psychology lab days, I'm accustomed to writing lab reports. So I'll do a little just to do a quick diagram of it.
Gotcha. So this is gonna be your hour, Kermit.
Mhm.
Because you went outside, you saw that, and you're like, fuck, and you started. And of course, as soon as the scientist gets in his notebook and starts jotting down his reactions, he's going to be there. It's going to,
Yep.
So we're going to say that's where you are. I'm just trying to account for everybody before lunch.
Yep.
So you were going upstairs. Okay. So when you get to the second floor, I'm just going to give you the quick room by room. Looking at it here. What are you doing? Okay, so second floor, you comes up into a foyer, and you see there's a door at the end of the foyer. You open that, and oh, son of a bitch, there's an attic. So you find the stairs to the attic space. Um, Crossing the door, you come to the library. You find a storage room that looks like it was a sewing room at one time. Uh, 2 bedrooms and a master bedroom and the bathroom. So 2 bedrooms, the bathroom, the master bathroom, the master bedroom, a storage room, and the library. Now you came right up here, so you could do a search spot hidden in any one of these rooms and still make it down for lunch for sandwiches and coffee. What are you doing, Nick?
Sorry,
You're
say it again. My cats were fighting, and I had to.
muted. Do you need an overview of the second floor?
Yeah.
Okay, you have found a library, a sewing room storage area, 2 small bedrooms, 1 large bathroom, 1 large bedroom, and the master bath.
I'm gonna go in the library.
So, okay, will you spend the rest of your hour doing a spot hidden of the library?
Let's see if I make it. Oh, a 32. Yeah, I made it.
Okay.
What kind of books do we got?
Give me 1 second.
Nautical books. Maybe books about monsters.
Okay.
Copy of Moby Dick.
Okay, you find 2 odd books. A lot of these are, fiction stuff that other people had bought, picked up. But the 2 old books is, um, uh, uh, it's you read the title and it's Thermological Prodigies in the New England Canon.
Okay, yeah.
So I need you to make your occult roll.
I don't think I have any occult. I can try for 5. Let's see. Come on, 5. 95. And that's not it.
Oh, and a first edition of a Edgar Allan Poe collection.
Okay, cool.
And as you open it, it like flops open to a page, to like the book just kind of opens on its own, as if this is the story that was, this was what everyone read.
What is it?
It's about smack dab in the middle of a story called The Cask of Amontillado.
Oh, okay.
I never pronounced that right.
Amontillado.
Amontillado. Thank you.
Okay.
At which point you all start to smell the scent of coffee, and everybody's stomach's growling because by now it's like almost 4:00. So, and he runs away with the food.
Slams the door shut. This is all mine.
I bring the books with me downstairs as I go to get coffee.
Okay.
How moldy are the books?
They're all the books in here have that musty smell that they've been in damp conditions. So the covers are a little warped, the pages are a little fat.
Yeah. Okay.
But they're legible. They're not going to crumble. They're not sticking together.
Okay. Cool.
All right, Jesse's internet went down. I guess he's resetting the router. So hopefully we'll have him back in a minute. But
Well, this won't happen in the edit.
you're right. So as everybody kind of comes in, I got a cup of coffee in one hand and cigarette in the other, and he says, I looked in the office there. I found a letter from the original lighthouse keeper. Says his wife cheated on him. Something about her going through a change. He killed her. He killed her lover. The kids have a half brother.
Did he say that he killed her?
I think that's what it said. Let me see if I saw it. Oh, he killed him. Oh, that's right. He killed him. Yeah. And because he said to the son, "Do what you want with your brother and your mother." He didn't care, but he crumpled it up. I guess he never sent it, or maybe he found out that the kid died. Yeah, I don't know when he read it. Right, there's no date on it, but he said that he'd have a hard time getting to him and his sister would have a hard time getting on the island. So I assume it's got something to do with them stones out there. Right? I mean, there's some kind of warding. I don't know what that means. He said something about her going through here's the letter. Like he pulls it out of his pocket and he gives it to you. You guys find anything?
I found these 2 books. One's called The Thaumaturgical Prodigies in the New England Canon.
What now?
I skimmed a little bit.
I think the parapsychologist would be like, "Say what now?"
Canon.
Okay. And then this copy of an Edgar Allan Poe collection that miraculously opened to the cask of Amontillado.
There you go.
Maybe
I'm surprised you're Sherry, but
yeah, maybe it Maybe it was well read and important.
I mean, maybe that's a clue, right? I mean,
Could be.
books don't just fall open on their own. You ever read it before?
No, not myself.
I have.
Yeah, it's pretty good, right?
It's well, let's just say that he takes his enemy and he puts them behind a stone wall, and he cements the wall over and leaves them there to die.
Wow.
Cements them over. Right. So do you think that maybe that one?
Oh,
thing
we
that's got
talking
the
about
cement in it-
we talking about some Edgar Allan Poe here?
Yeah, or what they call in Brooklyn, the number 4.
Yeah, you know, but what I'm saying is he cemented that one stone on the corner, the third one I think that we went to, right? Like maybe because he killed his wife's lover, so maybe he cemented him into the stone. That'd be a real kick in the dick, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
At this point, you start
I mean,
to hear
that's pretty
pinging
dark,
from
Harry.
all over the house.
Hear what?
Pinging,
Oh,
Like metallic pinging, like
the sound of drops hitting pans.
oh yeah, we knew that was
man.
coming.
And you realize as you search the house, there are like pre-placed pots here and there, as if these
Yeah.
are long. Like, well, from what you heard, the last guy left right after a storm, so you probably never cleaned up.
Yeah.
I need everybody to make a listen check.
Hmm.
oh, I'm rolling.
Ooh, maybe. I rolled a 26.
Where's my listen?
I failed that.
Oh, 30 out of 31. Look at that.
Hard success.
Okay.
Yep,
Show off.
As you guys are halfway through your sandwiches and on your second cup of coffee, starting to put things together. Okay, he had cement. This is what the story is about. You hear like just echo through the house.
Hmm.
And the hard success then hears.
Hey, you.
And it seems to like whisper through every room of the house.
Hey, I know I just said that maybe he walled them up in the underneath that stone, but maybe he did it here, right? Like maybe
In the
maybe the
lighthouse.
guys. Yeah, I mean I don't know how the guy could not be dead, right? I mean they had 2-3 light keepers after he died, so.
Well, we can kind of walk around and tap the wall and look for hollow in the wall.
Different
Is
colored
there,
stones.
Is there maybe a basement to this place?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You did. It's the stairs right next to the kitchen.
You suggesting we go downstairs, Georgie?
I mean, no, but yeah.
Into the basement?
Actually, before we go down to the basement, I kind of want to show you a picture that I've got. And I basically say, you know the thing I saw outside? I go, this is it. And I hold it up. I go, I just saw it outside.
Why
So
would you do that to us?
because it's too big to fit down the basement stairs. So
What the fuck is that thing?
that's
Stand check to everyone just for the picture.
Ooh, that's a 96.
Wait, what?
Two?
Where the hell did
Why
my
did you
sand go?
sign
Oh,
Lord, yeah.
I'm good.
That was 2, right, Oscar?
Yeah. No, 1 point. 1 point.
Oh, 1 point for Phil?
Yeah, it's a sketch.
It's a
It's
picture.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
a photograph would have been 2.
I might not be a
Yeah,
lucky
yeah.
bastard, but I'm definitely not
in
an
person
insane one.
encounter might have been 1d8.
She's got legs, but it's got legs and a tail.
It's like a salamander legs and like thing, and I mean, over here, like the lightning bolts I put in for art, for artistry, but I had to frame the whole picture, and it was by a cliff, so I couldn't get that side. But
What's a
I minored in
what's
art.
a seal doing with the fin on its back?
How big was it?
It also had back legs.
Yeah, it had back legs, and I mean, it was big enough that it peaked over the cliff, and then it peaked down under the cliff, so cliff sized.
You're thinking
Jeez.
when you saw it kind of move and turn, it's maybe between 18 and 25 feet long.
Yeah, so at least it probably can't fit down the stairs after us.
Or in the door. I guess that's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably big enough that it can barrel right through the stone walls. But let's look at the positive. It probably can't fit through the door.
I need everybody to make a listen check again. It looks like we are finishing tonight.
Oh man,
16. That's a pass at least.
Nope.
You hear again louder.
I got hearts.
Oh, hard success.
And then when it bangs, with the hard success, when it bangs, you also hear the rattle of chains, and it's echoing through the house. But with a hard success, I will give you a little bit more. It's probably coming from either this floor or the one below.
All right, spread out. Look at all the bedrooms and stuff. I'll go back look in the study again to see if if any of the walls look funny, something looks moved. Check the floor for scuff marks.
You look around, you don't see nothing. Nothing is moved. Everything is just as it was on the first floor.
I think we should all go downstairs.
hey guys,
I have a quick question. Would we have been smart enough to bring our hardware?
Yeah,
Would you have been
like
stupid enough to leave
firearm.
it behind?
yeah, of course we would. I mean,
All right. So I'm gonna go get Winnie from our stock real quick.
and
So
I
you're
go,
like, I'm gonna go get Winnie, and you come back with what?
With my Winchester 94.
it's his Winchester mystery rifle.
Yeah.
hey, Kermit, you were going to say something?
Yeah, this might be weird, but the whole cask of Amontillado thing and in the wall, and now he's rattling chains. Is that a Christmas Carol? Like, I mean, is this just a literary ghost?
Well, let's hope so, right?
I hope
Because if he killed some guy and put him on a wall and he's still alive, then I don't know how we get rid of that.
Well, we finally think
Make an
about
IMT check, Harry.
All right.
call it Ishmael, and then
Ooh, that's a 30. That's I think that's a hard success.
I'd review the note a little bit more about what actually happened to the lover and what actually happened to his wife.
All right. Let's see. If you're reading this, I'm dead. There's something you have to know. Brought her new child, asked me to help teach him English. Blah, blah, blah. For the service, since her change, it's more than he could bear. I killed her lover, but couldn't bring myself to harm the child. Oh, shit. He is your brother. After all, and innocent of doing any wrong. Your mother and her lover are not. My rival is dead, and your mother has been punished. Oh, maybe it's her. I forced her to keep her promise to me, and she's remained with me until my end. But now I am gone, and there are things which need to be taken care of.
Oh
come home,
shit!
Come home.
Wait, is the letter? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Hey, what's your question?
Well, no. So the letter is the letter to the daughter.
It's to the son, I believe.
Mhm.
It's on the email. So if everybody wants to, it's dear Gary.
yeah.
So it's to the
No,
son.
I don't think I replied
it's
to
to
all.
the son.
Oh, it's just yeah.
Okay.
So dear Gary, come home and bring your sister. If she'll come, you'll both need to bring someone you can trust with you to help. The island should be closed to you, and you'll need some help reaching the house. I can't explain, but you'll figure that out easy enough. Do you will with your mother and brother. I'm beyond caring. So maybe they're both on the wall. I'll burn in hell for what I've done. Last 4 years, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, yeah. So he punished her, didn't kill the child. So maybe one and or both of them are walled up in the basement.
I mean, or he's walled up and she's the monster. Like we have.
All right, so I need everybody to make a. When you get down here, it's very damp. That's like all of the drops and the leaks in the roof that flow through the structure collect here. So it's almost like the floor is spongy in places where there was carpet to catch mud and stuff. So it's very dim. So you'll need to light lanterns or have flashlights going off in here. And I
was going to ask if they had like a lantern or something nearby.
Yes. So you light a couple of lanterns, so the room is lit. And at that point, I need everybody to make a spot hidden check.
Okay.
Oh,
I-
ought to.
I
Extreme.
made
I think I passed. I rolled a 70. I think my spot's like 86. 81.
Wow.
So regular pass.
Regular pass.
good eyes.
Okay. For those who made it, because some of you made it extremely well, so I'm going to give you a bunch of details. You do find, half a bag of cement, the wheelbarrow, some trowels, and a rope and pulley system, as well as a small stack of unused bricks, and a roll of wallpaper. And this roll of wallpaper only appears on one wall in the basement.
Yeah.
At which point, I need everybody to make a listen roll.
Ought 3, another
shit.
extreme.
Regular
On the floor. Listen, it's a hard pass.
It's a repeating series of thumps with the rattle of chains, and it's like,
Yee.
It doesn't sound like, I mean, Harry wouldn't know Morse code, maybe if Millie was here. But it doesn't sound like a specific.
but it's not a loose board or a leaky pipe, because it's kind of going in the
it's
same
definitely
pattern.
a thing.
Consistent.
Yeah.
And you're pretty sure it's coming from that side of the room, the
Right.
west side.
All right. So what do you think then? I bet it's in there. I don't know how it could still be alive.
Suddenly, there's a thump on somewhere on the first floor above you, and you hear glass shattering.
Ooh. Ooh.
I thought it couldn't get in the building. What the? You said it was big, Kermit. You
Well,
said it
yeah,
was
but
like
then
20
Kermit
feet.
said it could go through the building, so obviously it's gone through the building.
Yeah.
Also, he said it couldn't go down it couldn't go down the stairs.
Mhm.
Nothing about the building.
You don't hear anything after that. You just hear like something heavy hit the side of the building, and glass shatter.
Should we go back upstairs?
Well, I think
Check it out.
whatever's in the wall was it. Yeah, I mean,
You hear,
she at least was. I mean, she was at least a wife to him for some period of time. I mean, it's like no one should have to die like that.
Well, I figure we're either dealing with the wife in the wall or that kid in the wall.
Something
Both of which we have no beef with.
correct.
And if it's the kid, like in theory, like he was able to teach it English and stuff, so like it's not a monster. I mean, it's probably a monster, but it's like not a monster, right? Like it's
nothing. That's quote of the month. It's not like it's well, no, it is a monster, but he's not like a monster. He's literally a monster.
I mean, it's been locked up for how long? I mean, it's not natural, whatever it is, right?
I mean, maybe he'll be grateful that we let it out.
Or it'll try to
And
kill
it'll
us
just
because
kinda,
it's
like,
not going to
go
know.
about its way.
Do you think so? What would you do if you got locked up in a wall and then somebody was like, "Hey, what's going on?" It'd probably grab your face when you take the brick out.
Well, yeah, I'd be dead. So
Well, yeah, we'd be dead. Yeah,
From
for
the
sure.
room,
But
you hear,
I mean, let's at least.
and then from outside, you hear, another window break, and a low moaning roar, like.
look for a fucking chisel and a hammer.
I have a super stupid question. All right. Could I potentially roll natural world to see if this is like the call between like parent and kid? Like, you know how you have like birds or whales or stuff like that? They have like calls that they make.
Make
To
an
check in on
INT
each other?
check.
Let's find out if you've ever gone squatching.
Oh, I'm 30 out of 20. I don't know if I want to spend. Do I want to spend 10 luck on this?
I mean, meta, I'm thinking what you're thinking. I don't know that Harry's necessarily thinking that, but yeah, like it's trying to get in because it can hear. Like I think we can intuit that, right? I mean,
Right. I don't think you need to burn 10 luck.
Yeah.
So what you
All
guys
right.
Uh,
have already kind of
Yeah,
figured
that would
out.
bring down to Michael Jordan numbers. I'm not sure if that's a good idea.
we all right. I mean, we'll let it
There
out.
are hammers and chisels. You can take down this wall.
I think we gotta let it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
You start pulling down the false wall. And as you're working, you hear banging, so you kind of know. And it gets louder as you start clearing away the bricks. And you clear away a handful of bricks, and you see what is behind the the wall. In this very tight wall space, you see many years ago, as a child, you saw a frog that had been like trapped out of water. Some friend of yours had kept it in a box and didn't put water in it and forgot about it for a couple of weeks. And the frog had just kind of like dehydrated. So it looked like just a shriveled mummy. Your mind immediately remembers that, and then you realize you're looking at something truly monstrous. It almost looks like a fish skeleton with flesh kind of on one side with like one eye. Like the left side is almost like mummified except part of the arm, and you realize the rain is actually rehydrating whatever is behind this wall, and where the water is hitting, the flesh is kind of rehydrating and regrowing. So it's almost like half zombie, like trapped between life and some kind of undead. And it's a horrific sight. So all of you will need to make a sand check.
Yikes!
Yeah.
Makes sense. Ooh, 27.
Are you kidding me?
I failed.
I made it.
I fail.
All right, I rolled poorly. 3 points if you fail. None if you succeed.
Great.
Jesus fucking Christ! What the hell is that thing?
And as you guys react in horror, it kind of like tries to like hold up its hands, and you see that it has shackles. But also the shackles have almost like a pin through her flesh, so it's like she's crucified into the shackles.
All right. Listen, and I try to like talk to her, right? Like,
Okay.
we want to let you out. Please don't try to kill us.
It kind of like turns to you, and it kind of like cracks its neck because this kind of side is a little rehydrated. And when it does that, you hear like bones snap, and it like nods. Yes.
And I'll just like look to the three of them and be like, yeah?
They go, don't look at me. I'm not an expert at frogs. I don't know why you think, Professor Kermit Jennison-Culverwell would have any knowledge of frogs.
As you keep pulling it away, you realize it's a humanoid creature, like almost 6 foot tall. It's all half of it's skeletal, but it seems as the rain through the crawl space is dripping on it, it's kind of like regaining some of its form. So you get it out to the point where you could pull out the pins and release the shackles to let the creature go. And it tries to like be non-threatening. Like as you go to unshackle it, it kind of like pulls its claws back, and it just keeps eye contact with you.
I'm behind
I usually tell
Georgie.
right before I go to, so I'll pull the shackles out, but right before I turn to Harry and I'm like, okay, you make sure you're ready just in case.
Yeah, no, I'm behind you.
No, I'll put the gun down. But just
Are you sure? Because it's real close to you. Like I'm not gonna get it.
Put it down, but like keep it there. Like,
So he like holds his hands up and then puts his hands down, like down and kind of like back, right?
Okay, as you pull the last pin out, it kind of like stumbles, almost half lunges forward.
Oh, she's going for him!
Do you want to react, or do you want to see what happens?
No. I'm
It's
just
not a
fucking off.
legitimate question, because it could be attacking him.
I assume that it's not, right? Because
Okay.
it's been shackled, right? Like if your leg's ever been asleep, right? Like I'm just fucking around, but yeah.
What it immediately does is it like stumbles past to one of these pots of water that have been catching them, and just like dumps it over itself, and it begins to like it does this several times with like any source of water that's been collected during the storm, and at this point the storm is just raging outside.
Mhm.
And after a couple of minutes, it rehydrates, which again, now in its fully restored form, you need to make another sanity check.
I was gonna say, it's actually kind of cute.
I missed it by 1.
Pass that one.
Ooh, I rolled a
Pass that
97.
one.
I rolled even worse than last time, 2 points.
Okay.
All right.
0 if you pass.
0 if you pass.
Okay.
So now it is a fully restored, tall, muscular fish, frog, man thing, but then obviously a woman.
I think
And,
Georgie's or not Georgie. I think Harry goes, Bessie.
It kind of looks at you, like cocks its head and then nods, and then points to the stairs.
Yeah. Like
It motions with its like almost. It's like if a catcher's mitt had panther claws.
Mhm.
It like motions, and you realize it's trying to communicate in some kind of elaborate sign language,
Mhm.
and then it just kind of motions for you guys to move to one side and points to the stairs again and holds its hands
Oh yeah.
out.
I
Yeah.
step to the side, but at the same time, I'm making myself open to ESP communication if this creature is going to try to do that.
Okay.
It's very unlikely, but
No, you're scientist. You've got to. This is your. Okay, so it creeps by you guys, and you can smell it. Even with the rehydration, you start to get that fishy scent. You see the gills flail. Her gills flail red on the sides of her neck. And she looks at you just with and eyes of. It's not like their intelligence behind it, but they're at the same time they're just black and dead like a shark. And it starts up the stairs, and you hear it call out and moan, and then you hear a roar, some grunting, some snorting, and the word do you want to witness the reunion, or are you guys going to stay down here?
I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay.
I love a reunion story. I can't.
You get up the stairs, and she like looks back, like almost like, are you guys going to shoot her in the back? Like she's almost afraid, and then pauses for a moment, and then kind of like you see her smash through the already broken window in the family room, and they're out in the storm. And then you see a bolt of lightning as she's like trotting beside this long lumbering thing. It's like a long elephant seal with a dorsal fin and a vertical tail like a shark. It has short back legs like a salamander, longer front arms like a person, and a flat, wide snout of a shark.
Wow.
see, I totally nailed the picture.
Yeah, no, I mean, I will admit it was pretty spot on.
Yeah.
And another
Even the lightning
check.
bolts.
see.
Pass.
Ooh, I did not make it.
Oh, we're driving Thomas crazy.
Ooh.
Again.
This is going to be 4 if you fail, 1 if you succeed. So
Oof.
add up those points because all of these sand checks have taken place within 1 game hour.
Oh.
So I lost
The
1,
percentage
2,
again?
3, 4.
Yeah.
I've only
20%.
lost 4 so far.
I lost 4.
I lost 4 and I think 2 earlier, so that's 6.
6 in like 5 minutes.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Is that temporary insanity?
Yeah. If you're over your 20%,
Oh no, not
oh, you're fine then. I think.
Well, but isn't it like 5 in a game hour? It has
5
been
and
like
1. I think it's 5 and 1 roll. Or,
1 roll. Okay.
anyway, that's what we're going to treat it. Don't email us if we're wrong. So you see these two. They go off into the storm, into the night. The mother leaps off the side of the cliff, and the thing just, again, like a walrus sliding off the ice into the water. It kind of slides down the gravel side of the island. And that's where you are. That is the end of Lonely Point Lighthouse.
Wow.
What the fuck?
So I just had it. So I was like, oh, I just had it backwards. I thought.
He's a horrible person.
It's pretty bad.
You figure she's probably been up there, maybe 6 or 7 years, or down there. And you realize that after she dried out, she was just, dead. And then when the rainwater would rehydrate her partially, she'd come to.
So that's why all the people fled.
Yeah, it was
That's
always
fucking-
during storms.
That's horrifying. How did he not die? Like 6 or 7 years. Like what? Like he's waving his hands. Like you saw it.
Have you seen a koi pond in the winter?
Yeah, maybe it's something like that.
Yeah.
Hibernation, brumation.
Oh god,
The
yeah.
past
Like
psychologist is frantically making notes.
Oh, this is a paper. But at the same, I mean, if she wasn't crazy before, she's insane now. So and she knows where this. Yeah, she's a threat, but at the same time, we don't live here.
I mean, we only got paid to check the lighthouse out and make sure that it was good. We did that.
Yeah,
if they
which
want
day is it?
again to come back and take care of them, that's a whole different paycheck.
Yeah. Which day is it, by the way?
we just got here. We didn't even spend the night yet. Fuck, we got 2 more days.
You can hang out.
We
Like,
could.
you got food and stuff. This is like a vacation.
I was gonna say.
It's raining inside the building, Kermit.
2 more days. We get 2 more days. Can we just go back to shore without them realizing?
You don't have a boat.
Oh, we don't have a boat. That's right.
They
Harrison's
dropped
not
you off.
coming
They're
back.
coming back.
We should probably fix that last stone at least. Like,
Yeah.
make sure whoever's gonna be living here from now on, because they have to fix this thing up.
Okay, we're going
Like,
to
make
say.
sure whoever's living here is gonna be safe.
But
I'm
does it
gonna say
matter
that
now?
in the 3 or 4 days, because they don't pick you up on time because the weather is bad. You do have the chance to create Elder Sign from the Mythos tome you found. So it would be possible
Nice.
working together to create and repair the Standing Stone to repair the wards on the island.
Well,
If
We
you
don't-
want to do that,
we
can
don't-
say that.
there's no
Yeah.
cable TV on the
Absolutely.
island.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah. Cue the
Right.
montage.
All right, I need everybody to make an INT check to see. Okay, we're gonna go in order. Who's trying first? Because if one of you learns it, the others don't.
Oh, who wants to learn it?
Oh, I super want to learn it, but
Do it up.
I have 20 in my int. I'm not sure this is gonna
Oh.
happen. If you want an education roll, I'd fucking nail that shit.
No.
I love
Jay,
it. You're a really
you learned
educated
learn
person.
the spell.
If you're really interested, you should go first. But
I love that you're
14 out of 20.
You actually learned it?
I learned it.
It's like that line in Harry Potter. I didn't know you could read. Okay.
Georgie, what are you doing with that book? Give me that.
Head.
So George, he's like, no, I got it. It all made sense. It all clicked. I can do it. I can do it.
Because
So
it's
we can
ancient
say-
language, they phonetically spell it all out, so he doesn't have to read. He just has to make the sounds.
Right?
So
I
we
read
say
a
that-
lot. I just don't retain anything. That's the
You'll
problem.
see over the next 2 days in the bad weather, you find out that the stones were kind of quarried from the center of the island. You didn't see like little trails leading off where he was getting these stones. You find one that was kind of half done. You finish it. You follow his instructions. You find the little bits of silver to line it, which really aren't necessary, but he did it anyway. And
It
you
looks
repair
nice.
the damaged ward, and you're fairly certain the island should be warded. And you eat your supplies. You're able to find ways to patch up a few holes to make 2 or 3 rooms completely livable. And then after 4 days on the island, your ride comes back.
I'm gonna grab some of those first edition books that were in there.
Well, there are a few titles that are worth something. So
Yeah.
I think if nobody protested, Harry would take the tome just so that this doesn't fall into other people's hands. I think Harry's got a little secret library at this point.
okay, well, in
Right,
that case,
yeah.
since you're so interested, we're going to say that you actually find several other things as you're going through the house and looking for choice bits. 1 second. You find another letter that Morris was writing to his daughter. You find the daughter's diary. If you want to read that later.
Mhm.
But so I don't know if you want me to send those over and make it part of this session or off camera, however you want to do it.
I mean, I would like to have it for just for us, right? Even if we don't read them just to get
Great.
more of the picture. Yeah,
Gotcha. I'll send them all over.
cool.
You're
You
getting
can always read it and put it on the Patreon.
Yeah,
Right.
that's not a terrible idea, actually. 1 second. I'm going to send it to all.
So we did it then.
Yeah.
Everything's copacetic. I don't know that we
What
needed
do
to.
you tell the town?
Not the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the truth.
They think that we've been drinking the entire time.
All right.
So do we fix the wall? I feel like we probably fixed the wall, right?
We have to fix the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not the wallpaper, or maybe re-wallpaper over it if that makes more sense. I guess.
Or we just blame it on plumbing.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think we kind of explain it away as an old building. Clearly, there was stuff wrong with it. You being out here by yourself, it drives you
Right.
crazy.
That
Hearing
actually
the
makes
sounds
that's
during the
perfectly-
storms.
Yeah, once we busted open that piece of the wall, the echo didn't go through the building the way it was before. It was resonating within the lighthouse. Bullshit.
Okay, so Kermit just speaks scientific gibberish,
Yes. I say a lot. I say a
and
lot.
I need you to make a fast talk roll on these people with a bonus dice.
All right. Oh, that is an 01.
They
Nice.
completely.
Oh,
The next month, there's a story about how, it wasn't a haunting, that the experts we hired proved that the haunting was really just faulty plumbing and, an improper retaining wall and just weathering. And the haunting is disproved. And the following year, the lighthouse is renovated and they hire a new lighthouse keeper and his family.
See,
Nice.
we don't want to tell them the truth.
No, you never tell anybody the truth. Not when it comes to this stuff. Who'd believe you anyway?
Nobody want to have a fast talk of 5.
Oh
You
man,
did real good. Well, you getting your legs under your dock. How you feeling? You good? You all right?
I mean, it was pretty impressive that we didn't get eaten by the giant monster. And the other monster seemed relatively human, and I'm sure. Well, I can't write much in detail about it, but it certainly opened up my eyes to possibilities.
Maybe next time we have something like this, we give you a call.
I will answer. Especially, let me know if you have something with like ESP or clairvoyance, 'cause that's my specialty.
Hey, we got to get you in touch with Viv. She does that whole psychometry or something. I think they call it. Yeah.
Just
yes,
let me know what you see.
you guys actually know a psychic. I forgot.
She got possessed by a ghost. We were at an old what was it, a polio hospital, right, Georgie?
and he like shudders.
Yeah. Oh, you remember the abandoned children's polio hospital that we were in that one time.
That was a bad scene. That was not any fun.
No, it was not.
Oh my god! Just for you to string those words together.
Have you ever seen the reanimated skeleton of a child stricken with polio? I have.
It's not good.
No, and I don't.
At which point you remind yourself, this is why we don't get drunk with Georgie.
Yes.
all the traumatic stories start coming out.
Right.
Georgie tried to kill me that time.
Not on purpose.
I know, but you took your shot.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this one.
Yeah,
this was
absolutely.
good.
And for those who want to run this for their own game, don't worry, you can. We'll be launching a Kickstarter in just a few days, a week from today. Wow. We're going to be updating Island of Ignorance to 7th edition, some new art, revised layout, updated 7th edition, of course. We're going to get new character portraits for all of the pre-gens, and hopefully have a stretch goal to make a second companion book, Dark Seas of Infinity. So more about that on the Kickstarter page. The link will eventually be in the show notes.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and add it. Yep. Cool. Are you coming on for that?
What?
Are you coming on for that? Is that going to be a thing? You're going to come on? We're going to hang out?
Sure. I wouldn't mind. I don't know. Well, it'd be midnight on Wednesday.
Well, not midnight on Wednesday.
I'm like, oh, well, maybe
9 p.m. on Thursday.
I don't want to stay up till midnight on Wednesday to press that button, but I have to.
No, I'll be sleeping. No. But I mean, just to promo the Kickstarter and all.
Of course.
All right.
We do that live from Necronomicon, hour after karaoke, when we're both.
Oh God!
Not at our most shining, and we will miss you, Nick, this year.
Best and most useless interview ever.
Yeah, shit. That's in like 2. It's like in 3 weeks.
Dude, I'm already starting to. I already started pulling out stock to go to the booth, and I'm going to start printing up my stuff for the 3 I'm running.
Mm-hmm.
So
we tried to get in. John checked. They released at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, so it was like 2 o'clock for me.
Yeah, and they were filled in like 15 minutes.
Wow. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's not like
your
we
fault.
Can't play together.
You're right.
Right, exactly.
Try to be less charismatic next time.
Well, Sigourney Weaver said it best. Look, I've got one job on this ship. It's stupid, but I'm going to do it.
It's a good motto for life.
Yeah, actually, that'd be on my tombstone.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. All right, cool. Oh, do we want to do sanity rewards and whatnot?
Oh yes. 4 didn't kill either of the creatures, but you did have a peaceful resolution. So we are going to call that 4. 4 sandbag.
Makes up for the 4 I lost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
75.
Nice.
I'm at 89.
89 sanity points.
Can you be? What's your
Yeah.
mythos?
Not after you learn that spell, you're not.
Oh no, it's at my max should be 80.
All right, well, we're gonna have to
So-
look at what the sand cost of creating an elder sign is
So there we go.
and reading a mythos tome. So we're gonna get back to your sanity in a bit.
Nice. Cool. All right. Well,
Play us out, keyboard cat.
yep. Thank everybody for checking it out. We had a lot of fun playing it. I think this is our last Cthulhu game for at least a little while. Necronomicon's coming up. Kickstarters.
This way.
Yeah. So thank you for checking it out. There's a bunch of other stuff either on the YouTube channel itself, or if you want to subscribe to the podcast, we're on all of the, whatever your podcatcher of choice is, except Google. Fuck you, because they don't have podcast thing anymore. So you can find us there. Those are all edited. They used to have sound effects, but that's way too much fucking work, so I don't do that anymore. You get early releases, outtakes, post shows, all that stuff. If you want to join up on the Patreon, throw a couple of eerily, strangely colored gold coins our way. That's cool too. If not, we're just going to do this anyway because we're just hanging out and having a good time. So thanks again for checking it out, and we'll catch you next time.
Bruce?